Hi guys, it's Emily from Novelle Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my May book haul and it's quite big. So I bought a total of 49 books this month, but 16 of those are included in my charity shop book haul that I did with Gemma from Read a Book Gem. So I won't include those, otherwise this video would be even longer than it's going to be. Which is going to be long. So get yourselves cozy, sit down, chill out, do what you need to do, get a drink. Let me talk about the books. Now I also got gifted 12 books, so obviously I will show you those first. And I will thank everyone who's sent me a book. I don't expect anything. I'm grateful for everything I get and I'm just happy and I'm very lucky, so thank you all. So the first 5 are ones that you would have seen in my YA book haul, which I will link below, in my YA bookshelf tour, and that is the Percy Jackson series. Chloe from Chloe Reads Books sent me the whole series. How absolutely beautiful are they? Look, I can show you a bit more light. They're gorgeous. So I'm going to have to start on that soon. That is one series I'm really excited about. She thinks it's perfect for me, and well, Chloe, you know me so well, so you're going to know what's right for me. So she sent me those, and she also sent me Tiger by Polly Clark, which was a book that she'd been gifted, and I don't know too much about it. It's a sweeping story of survival and redeeming love that plunges the reader into one's last wilderness of blistering authenticity. She thought I would like it and I thought I might like it. It's quite beautiful, so thank you. I'm not going to talk too much about the books because, like I said, I've got my twisted piles. But if you want to know more, let me know in the comments below and I will tell you what I know. Then the lovely Ange from Angie's Book Chatter sent me Lullaby Beach by Stella Duffy. No more secrets, no more days, no more times, no more tides, no more secrets. It's quite a nice short book, but it's beautiful. It's really pretty actually. A compelling novel about family secrets, the legacy of trauma set against the changing fortunes of English seaside town. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Then these next 3 are the ones that Chris bought me. So some of them were from our little charity shop. We went to Henley, which was lovely. Oh, I love it, Henley. It's beautiful. And he bought me 2 books. And I only bought 4 on that Henley trip. So that was probably one of my most restrained trips. But he bought me The Strawberry Thief by Joanne Harris. Now, you know that I'm collecting this series. I need to actually get off my bum and get Chocolat again because I bought it and then gave it away, which I'm regretting. And it's the 4th in the series, so I don't really want to say too much, but it's about Vivienne Rocher and she's settled down. The fact that I've only read number 1 and this is number 4, but this is really new out, so to find this for about £1 or something in the charity shops was amazing. It's got some lovely characters in this. I need to get around to carrying on this series. I'm reading it with Gemma from Read a Book Gem and I need to get around to it. So that was one book. Then he bought me this brand new from a independent shop in Henley, which is called the Belle's Bookshop. And because obviously it's Belle's Bookshop, my niece's name is Belle. So, and a lot of people have raved about Frenchman's Creek. Simon from Savage Reads had talked about it. I loved Jamaica Inn, and I want to get the matching copy of this because I like the edition of this. I want to get the matching edition of Jamaica Inn. I love that. I've got Rebecca in this edition and this, so that's why I want to keep them all in. This is a swashbuckling tale of exquisite danger, tangled in love, and it's apparently one of the Daphne du Maurier's strongest heroines. Don't know too much. I know it's short and sweet, but I know that if I loved Jamaica Inn, it's got comparisons. Simon's loved it. I think Lauren loved it as well. So, and quite a few of my friends have loved it, so I can't wait to get to that. Then he bought me, at the start of the month, Bleak House by Charles Dickens in the Wordsworth Classic Edition. You know me and my editions. And I'm going to buddy read this with Naomi from Naomi's Bookshelves at some point. Apparently Bleak House is one of Dickens' finest achievements. So I don't know too much about this. I'm hoping I like this more than I like Little Dorrit. But like I said, I've heard good things about it. It's a beautiful edition, and that's my treat. And then obviously I got sent by the lovely people at Tandem, a book that I read, an arc that I read this month, which was the last in the Alison Weir Queen Wives series, Catherine Parr. Thoroughly loved that. You guys know that it's on my reviews, it's on my book, it's on my May wrap-up part 2. Thoroughly loved it. Loved the arc edition of it. Beautiful. Need to say more. And now I will show you the books that I bought myself. So this is a very big pile, so watch out for my arm moving around. I found this in the Thames Valley Hospice in town, Howard's End by Ian Foster. I had one copy, but I love this Penguin's English edition of it, and it just looks beautiful. And I'm looking forward to getting to this. I think I'll be buddy reading this with Gemma at some point. But look how gorgeous this edition is. It's beautiful. It's like stunning. So I don't know too much about it. I know it's one of the more modern classics. Ian Foster's, Katie from Books and Things has spoken about this quite a lot and spoken about this author. So I'm hoping I like it, but it looks beautiful. Then I found this in the charity shops. Can you believe it? Lady Audley's Secret by another Penguin Classics edition. And now Tom and Simon both read this for their read along, which I didn't have part of because I didn't have it at the time. But it's a bit of a sensational novel. My lady, a portrait of herself, had something of an aspect of a beautiful fiend. Don't know too much about it. Don't want to know, but I know that if these guys have talked about it and liked it, had to get it. Then I got The Hunchback of Notre Dame because I wanted another translated fiction, and it's a Wordsworth Classic edition, so again pretty. Hunchback of Notre Dame. I've seen the Disney sort of adaptation of it on like in a cartoon, and I loved it, and that sort of made me smile. So I kind of wanted to try the book. It wasn't expensive again. It was in a charity shop. I can't remember exactly when I bought this, but let's hope I like it. Now, my next Daphne du Maurier doesn't match with my other editions, but The House on the Strand. My sister Charlie has got this and she's liked it, I think. It's a gripping, masterfully written tale of history and horror with a fresh approach to time travel. Time travel, du Maurier. This could be interesting. Let's hope I like this. So that's my classics. Now I'm going to go on to my historical fiction. I'm going to do it in genre order so you guys know. I've got Wolf Hall! If you would have seen my book call with Gemma, you know that she bought me the second one in the series. But I've been wanting to read this series for donkey's years. So when I found this in my favourite charity shop near my house, Baz Books, for £1, had to get it. It's about the Tudors. It's about Thomas Cromwell. If you don't know about Wolf Hall, where are you? Where have you been? Have you not even been? You know I love the Tudor era. You know I love anything to do with that. So, yay, I finally got it. What scares me is that it's like 650 pages, so it's quite a chunky book. But am I going to love it? I'm sure I will. Then I got a little wartime fiction, a bit of an Annie Murray, Water Gypsies. It's not one that's necessarily jumped out at me. It's not one of my exciting ones, but it's set in Birmingham, and that's more up where I was from. I got relatives in Birmingham, and it's set in 1942, so it's got relatives around that area. So it's not an area that I've read about much in wartime fiction, but don't know too much about it. But it's an Annie Murray, it's a wartime book, and it's set in a different part of the country, so that'll be quite interesting to read. Then I got a Rose Tremaine book, because obviously Gemma loves Rose Tremaine, and this book, I've been told this is the second in the series. So I've got to read Restoration first, but I found this in charity shops as well, so that's quite... And it's beautiful. Look how gorgeous it is. I think it's a beautiful book. It's in the gaudy years of the Restoration are long gone, and Robert Merville, physician and courtier to Charles II, sets off to the French court in search of a fresh start. French, beautiful, Rose Tremaine, should be good. Another wartime book, but I didn't realise this is part of a series because I'm stupid daft. This is a ration book, childhood, so it's about set in the wartime. Ida Brogan's family is struggling against the nighttime bombing raids in London's East End. The Blitz, London, had to buy it, but apparently it's another one that's second in the series, so I've got to read the one before that. Typical me. I will learn one of these days. Then I bought a Barbara Ernstein book. Now, I was part of one of the tandems. They had like a live event, and it was talking to Alison Weir and Barbara Ernstein. And I thought, do you know what? I've already read her book, The Ghost Tree. I thought I'd try another one of her spooky books, The Darkest Hour, after watching her. And this is set in the summer of 1940, so again, it's a wartime book, but it's got the ghosty element in it. And the Battle of Britain has just begun. And it's also got 70 years later, a recently widowed historian, Lucy, is trying to put the pieces of her life back together. And she needs to unsolve the mystery surrounding a painting in her house. This ghost spooky. I'll have to read this during the day, but a beautiful book. I'm looking forward to trying that. Then I got another Elaine Everest books, because you know I'm loving the Woolworths Girls series, and I loved her Butlins Girls. So this is an independent book. I don't think it's part of a series, but it's the Tea Shop Girls. It's early 1940 and World War II, and it's got Rose Neville works in a Lyons tea shop on the Kent coast. So this looks really good. Beautiful. I love the Woolworths Girls series. Love the Butlins Girls. I will pick up anything Elaine Everest writes. And this looks really gorgeous, and it matches my other books. Then the next one's a bit of a random buy. It was a bit of I was having a really rubbish day at work. Went to charity shops after work, and I don't know what it was. I think it was a purple colour or something silly. And it's set in 1273. The Byzantium physician Anna Savara, I can't say her name, resolves to prove the innocence of her brother, now in exile. So this is part of a new, different time era. The lovely Tori from Hufflepuff Discovery. You'll be proud of me for trying a different era that I've not tried before. And I will get around to this, but again, look how big it is. It's nearly 600 pages. I don't know what made me buy it. The sheep and the silk, the sheen of the silk. It looks pretty. It looks a different era. I need to try different eras. But yeah, a bit of a random one. Then obviously, because of Charlie from Charles Heathcote, I had to pick up another Joanne Harris book. This is Gentlemen and Players. This is definitely one that I will be buddy reading with Gemma. We've got that on our list. At St Oswald's, an old English boys' grammar school in the north of England, a new year has begun. The staff and boys of the school, an unwelcome change is blowing. Don't know too much about this, but I know that I think Charlie, I think you've read it. I don't know, but I know that this is one someone's mentioned. Someone's talked about this, and I thought I'd give it a go. Then this next one's a really random one. I think I found it in the car boot sale that I went to with my sister Vicky. Eva Aberson, Magic Flutes. Music is her passion, but love is her destiny. Oh, it's set in spring in 1922. So it's a 1920s book, so that's quite good. Tessa is a beautiful, tiny, dark-eyed princess. And this looks really pretty. I don't know what it was, but this was like 20p, I think it was. And it looks pretty, so wanted to get it. Let's give it a go. It's one of my bit of a random purchases. Now the next one is one that's quite new out actually, The Gentleman in Moscow by Amal Charles. This is set in another one, 1920s. On the 21st of June 1922, Count Alexander Rostov, recipient of the Gold Order of the St. Andrews, member of the Jockey Club, master of the hunt, is escorted out of the Kremlin, across Red Square, and through the elegant resolving doors of the Hotel Metropole. Deemed an unrepentant aristocrat by the Bolshevik tribunal, the Count has been sentenced to house arrest indefinitely. I purely picked this up because Gemma said she'd bought it. I'd seen it in the charity shop and I'd heard lots of things about this. It's been all over BookTube a couple of years ago, I think it was, so it'll be interesting to see about talk about it. So let's give that a go. Then I fancied a Sarah Waters book, Affinity. It's one of her shorter books, and I've got loads of her longer ones that I need to get to. Now you know where you're drawn. To me, your flesh comes creeping to mine. What comes for, let it creep. Victoria prison, in a Victorian prison, Selena Dawes waves an enigmatic spell. Is she a fraud or a prodigy? I loved Fingersmith. I want to read all this, and the fact that this is probably one of her shorter books, and the fact that it's only about 300 odd pages, I probably will get to this before I get to the longer ones. It looks, again, I love the copy of this. It looks beautiful. Now, I think the next ones are my YA and then contemporary books. So here we go. Oh, the pile's really big. I saw this in Henley for £1. It Only Happens in the Movies by Holly Bourne, but I cannot find Holly Bourne books in the charity shops anywhere. It's a YA. It's bad boys turn good, kisses in the rain, climbing through the bedroom windows. It only happens in the movies. Looks like a really fun contemporary Holly Bourne. Love Holly Bourne because of Nicole, and I just got to try it. So finally seeing a Holly Bourne book, I was like, yay, why not? Then this one is a weepy. It's been all over BookTube. This is a definite weepy. Again, I found it in Baz Books. Theodore Finch wants to take his own life. I'm broken and no one can fix me. Violet Markey is devastated by her sister's death. In that instant, the heart ploughing through the guardrail, my words died too. They meet on the ledge of a school bell tower, and so their stories begin. It's only together they can be themselves. This sounds like, apparently this is going to kill me and make me cry. But it looks good. Want to read it? I fancied some YA. I haven't got any YA for a while. Then I've got a non-fiction book, When the Children Come Home, and Stranger in the House. These are the two that I bought together. They are by the same author, but they're not in a series. And it's about the wartime, and it's obviously When the Children Come Home. That was in 1939 when they came home after what they called the phony war. At the start there was like blitzing, and it was the phony war. And this is set at the end of the war when the dads come home, and how you know, they're not recognised because they've been away at war for so long. So that's going to be quite emotional. Then I found a Cathy Glass book, because they're actually quite hard to find in the charity shops. I found this in Henley. When 10-year-old Jackson comes into Cathy's care, he's an aggressive, confrontational, and tries to run away. His mother, Kayla, is crippled with grief after tragically losing her husband and eldest son. She can no longer cope with Jackson's challenging behaviours. So I know Cathy Glass is going to make me cry, but I know I really like the look of that. So, and then Chris let me get this. I'm going to say I paid for it, but it could be classed as a gift. And that's the second book in the Inkheart trilogy, Inkspell, the second book. Yeah, and I'm not going to say too much because you've got to read Inkspell first. But although years has passed, not a day has gone by without Maggie thinking about the extraordinary events of Inkheart and the story whose characters strode out through the pages and changed her life forever. But for Dustfingers, torn between the word of words, the need to return has become desperate. This is so big. It's nearly 700 pages, so it will be a little bit of a wait before I read it, but it's beautiful. I think it feels a bit like the spine's broken. I got this on ABE Books, so that was quite nice. Here we go. Now I'm on to my contemporary books. And there were 16 minutes in. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books to show you. So I'm not doing too badly, not rambling too much. That's good for me. So this one is another contemporary book. It started with A Secret. So this was again over, I think, Instagram more than anything else, Bookstagram. The trouble with secrets is you can't guess what the consequences will be. Naomi has lost everything. Luckily, a fib, a quite big fib, helps her nail her dream job. Soon she's living in a stunning house by the sea, fending off obsessed fans for a retired, far from actor organising his life. At least Naomi isn't looking for love. It's time to break from that. Yet Seth, the actor's grandson, is rather attractive. A bit of a chick flick, a bit of a good old contemporary. Looks summery. Probably will get this earlier in the summer. So then, because of Emily from Emily Kathleen Reads, I decided to look for my Sophie Kinsella books. I can't remember. I think I found both these two in the Henley bookshop. And I was sensible with the Sophie Kinsella books. I looked on my Goodreads before I went out shopping, and I was like, right, what books do I need by what authors? What books do I not have? And the only two this is the last two of the Sophie Kinsella books that I don't have. And that's Remember Me. Lexi wakes up in a hospital thinking she's 25 with crooked teeth and it's a disastrous love life. But to her disbelief, she learns that it's 3 years later. She's super-toned 28-year-old. Her teeth are straight and she's the boss of her department and she's married. This is an interesting concept. It reminds me a bit of What Alice Forgot by Leanne Moriarty. But, you know, it looks quite good. Girl's memory. I often wonder how much my life would have changed if it wasn't my accident. So that's kind of what I thought about that. Then look at this edition of Can You Keep a Secret by Sophie Kinsella. It matches another book that I bought this year. And it's every girl, Emma is the girl, is like every girl in the world. She has a few secrets. Secrets from my mother. I lost my virginity in a spare room to Danny Dusbros, where her parents were downstairs. Oh dear. From her boyfriend, I'm a size 12, not a size 8, like Connor thinks. I'm now a size 12, nothing wrong with that. From her colleagues, it was me who jammed the copy at that time. In fact, all the times. Secrets she wouldn't share with anyone. Can't say this. Oh, sorry. My G-string is hurting. I failed my maths exam. I faked my maths GCSE on my CV. I have no idea what NATO stands for and even what it is. Until she spills the beans to a handsome stranger on a plane. After all, she'll never see him again. And obviously I'm guessing she probably does, but this looks quite good fun. And I love the edition. Sometimes when you get like matching editions, you get really excited. Marshmallows for Breakfast by Dorothy Coomson. I fancy a bit of a Dorothy Coomson contemporaries because I've read them before and I want to read them again. I think I think we can read this one together, I think. I don't know too much about it. Kendra Tamal has found 2 reasons to face up to her past. And she's returning from England from Australia, so She rents a room from Kyle, who's got 2 kids. I think I've read this before, but I fancy reading it again. Don't know too much about it. Then I fancied Cathy Bramley, because Cathy Bramley books are making me smile at the moment. A vintage summer. Whether this will be read this summer or next summer, I don't know. London's not been kind to Lottie Albright. Realising it's time to cut and run, she packs up her bags and moves back home, but finds her family in disarray. In need of a new place to start, Lottie takes up the offer of a live-in job managing a local vineyard. I love the way Cathy Bramley writes. She's beautiful. She's newish to me, author, but it just looks gorgeous, so I fancied it. Then Only You by Kate Ebran. I swear my sister's talked about this, but I don't know who else has. I got the other one when I went shopping with Gemma. Letty and Alf are the only 2 English speakers at an Italian class in Rome. I'd love to go to Italy as well. And then a language that really connects them is dance, when they dance around the Piazza Navoni. At the one moment, you can't change the past, and it's clear that Letty and Alf have to tell their secrets. Exciting, contemporary, looks good. Yes, this is in the wrong pile, but you guys know I bought this month and read it the same month, and that's the Shanghai Girls. I won't talk about this because it's in my May wrap-up part 2, but loved it. That's actually one I'm going to give away to my sister, I think. Then I bought this Page Tune book. Yes, I've read it, but I want to reread all of Page Tune books. The editions I read were for my sister, and I want this. One day, maybe 5 years from now, you'll look back and understand what happened. Nell and Van meet as children when their parents fell in love, but soon their worlds are forced apart. 5 years later, they find each other. The bond is rekindled, and new feelings take hold. I think this was one of my favourite Page Tunes, and I cannot wait to reread it. I just love Page Tunes' work. I didn't want to reread them all over again. Then I picked up a Maggie O'Farrell. This Must Be the Place, and I don't know too much about it. A reclusive former film star living in the wilds of Ireland, Claudette Wells thinks nothing of firing a gun if strangers get too close to the house, which is why she's fiercely protective of her privacy. Her husband Daniel is reeling from a discovery about the woman he last saw 20 years ago, and is about to make an exit of his own. It's a journey that will send them off course. And will his love for Claudette be enough to bring him back? This looks interesting. I'm a bit hit and miss with Maggie O'Farrell, so I hope I like this. It's not too long, but it's probably one of her bigger ones. So I hope I like this. The next one was another random one that I bought when I was with my sister Vicky. My other sisters now said a couple of people have said they didn't actually like this, Policeman is in Trouble. But I fancied it, and I have heard about it before. It was on BookTube a few years ago. Finally free from his nightmare marriage, Toby Fleischman is ready for an online dating and weekend-only parental duties, as he optimistically looks for a future that is wildly different from the one he imagined. So this could be interesting. A dad that's on the run, could be an interesting take. So I wonder what that's going to be like. I think I should get to it, let me know. And then I found this at a charity shop on the card boot for 2 years from now. Yes, it's a bit of a faded copy, but this was on my Amazon wish list, I think. And it is about Manhattan lawyer Danny Cohen has been on the position of a meticulously crafted answer since she answered the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And this looks really interesting. I've heard about this quite a lot over BookTube over the years, and I've really fancied it. It's a really short book. It's short but sweet, but it looks good. So I got to it. So I was quite chuffed. It was on my Amazon wish list and I found it for 20p. Not bad at all. Now, guys, is there any of these books that you'd like to buddy read with me? Is there any that you think I should push up the old TBR list? Any that you think I should read soon? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know which has been your favourite book. Now, like I said, these are all amazing. I am properly, yes, I bought loads of books in May. As the day I'm filming this is the 7th of June, and I've bought 5 books already this month, which isn't too bad, but I'm trying to carve it down. Those 49 books, like I said, they do include books that I bought with Gemma. So I had a big shopping trip with Gemma, had a trip with Chris, and I went shopping with my friend Tracy, book shopping with my friend Tracy. Car boots have reopened, so I did go a bit crazy. This was my crazy the shops have reopened haul, but I will try and cut it down for next month. Let's see how I do. I'm not going with Gemma, so that'll cut it down. Don't think I've got any real planned trips apart from Chris. I'm going out with Chris at the end of the month. We're going to either Windsor or Marlow and looking for some charity shop hauls. But I must admit, I'm very grateful for the books I found this month. They all are special to me. They're really ones that, yes, I've obviously gone back on my bit of a buying binge, but I don't regret any of them. I really don't. A lot of these I'm so excited about. I don't know which ones to start first. But like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.